So I would like a standing ovation for this man.
So I'm going to ask a big favor from you guys tonight. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions throughout my presentation. I'm going to need you guys to give me some answers. Is that cool? Yeah. All right, so let's do this. So chiropractic, state of the art. Why is chiropractic the state of the art? Or what's state of the art? State of the art, the highest general development of a technique achieved at a particular time. So once again, the question is, why is chiropractic state of the art? A chiropractor's adjustment is one of the most, if not the most, profound tool in the healthcare profession to get sick people well. Do you follow me? So, in my search for conviction, I believe that there's people that believe in something or believe in chiropractic, and there's people that are 100% convicted in chiropractic. Convicted in their protocol, convicted in their report of findings, and convicted in that the chiropractic adjustment is a state-of-the-art work. So in my search for this conviction, I looked to the chiropractic greats to find that conviction, to find what level do I need to be at to see where these greats were at. And on my search, I found this man. This man happens to be the developer of chiropractic. His name is Mr. B.J. Palmer. In this case study that I read of B.J. Palmer in the PCS clinic, he had a patient. The patient was an epilepsy patient. The patient was dealing with this disease since the age of 7. Was on medication for 17 years. Does everyone here know what epilepsy is? It's a brain disorder and you have repeated seizures. So within a 24-hour time period, this kid had 5 seizures a day. 5 seizures a day. The patient told B.J. Palmer, he said, the longest I went without an episode was 2 to 3 weeks after my adjustment from the local chiropractor. So question number 1, you guys ready? What do you want to be? Do you want to be the local chiropractor? Or do you want to be something unique? Something different? Something or someone who can get this sick patient well? What is it going to be? Unique. So B.J. Palmer decides to take the case. So during the case, he's doing his chiropractic analysis, and he figures out he can't make an accurate reading on this patient. He can't make a conclusion that it's the medication. The medication is interfering with him making an accurate finding on this patient to figure out the cause of his disease. So what does B.J. Palmer decide to do? Takes him off medication. And this is when the story starts to spin. The patient was on medication for 17 years. So once you take that patient off, what is he going to have? Withdrawals. So every episode that he had now, he didn't have the medication to calm him down. So the situation got worse, instantly. Everyone in the PCS clinic was going crazy. Lyle Sherman, B.J. Palmer's right-hand man, comes up to B.J. Palmer and says, hey B.J., we got to put this kid back on medication. A reduced dose at least. You know what B.J. said? BJ said, this kid came here for a correction. The drugs are a hindrance. They have no corrective value. Why jeopardize all the work we've done to go back to the original treatment? You guys hear that? BJ Palmer was convicted in what he did. He was so convicted in what he did, he decided to take the kid off medication. Because he believed he could get this sick patient well. He said, okay, medical world, 17 years I gave you. The kid still has symptoms. Me, BJ Palmer, I'm going to get to the root cause of his disease. Instantly, right after, 3 days after, actually, 3 days after, fine subluxation. Superior, anterior right atlas, BJ Palmer adjusts. Within 3 hours, the patient has the worst case that he ever had, worst seizure that he ever had. Within 3 weeks later, symptoms doubled from 5 seizures to 10 seizures. Within 3 months, 150 seizures in one day. That's 1 seizure every 6 minutes. This is when it gets real, right? This is when it gets real. Above, down, inside out, right? The power that made the body can heal the body, right? Limitations of matter. But how deep is that embedded in me? Those are just words. All of those are just words. But when it comes down to it, how deep are you in that principle? Question number 2. I'm going to need a show of hands for this one. You can either choose A or you can choose B. A, what do? You put the patient back on medication and end the care. B, you continue the care. Raise your hand if you choose A. Raise your hand if you choose B. Everyone that has their hand up, look around. Keep your hands up. Look around. All right, put your hand down. Within a year, the father of that patient calls BJ Palmer and says, my son's actually back to work now. My son says he feels the best he's ever felt in his life. No episodes. Within months, period. Throughout this whole process, 2 adjustments were given. State of the art. So my question is now, how do you get to this conviction? That's the question we're all wondering. When I was young, my father told me, he said, son, you got 2 advantages in life. You can either choose to use it, or you can choose not to. As I look at every single person in this crowd, you guys have the same 2 advantages. You can either choose to use it, or you can choose not to. Advantage number 1, what time you wake up in the morning. That is on you. You got school at 7:30, you get up at 3 o'clock. You read. You figure out what a subluxation is. You figure out how to adjust the subluxation. You figure out when it's proper to adjust the subluxation. You work your tail off in the morning. Those are extra hours to your day. Advantage number 2, effort. Effort is you versus you. How far are you willing to take it to get to your dreams? How far are you willing to take it to get a sick patient well? And the thing is, those two advantages, they go hand in hand. You can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, but if there's no effort, it's useless time. Useless time. So my best friend's in the audience today. His name is John McCarthy. Right here in the front. John McCarthy texted me the other day. He said, Paul, the subluxation is killed. I I looked at the text and said, damn right they care. So the moral of the story is that you need to have conviction in what you do. Michael Jordan hits all his game-winning jump shots. He has conviction in what he does, and he has knowledge in what he does, and he works his tail off. Michael Phelps, 6 gold medals. He has conviction in what he does, he has knowledge in what he does, and he works his tail off. Listen, I'm just presenting you guys information. That's all I'm doing. And I don't have it all together. But together, we have it all. So work hard. Thank you.